going to talk with gratitude. And I remember all my tech team that are in Korea or elsewhere, and I'm really grateful to them because today I'm really struggling without them. So. I think I should go join them in Korea. What do you think? Actually, Mother has invited us over to receive the award which we were given a few weeks ago. So in a couple of weeks, I shall be going to Korea to receive that. So gratitude. Please forgive my slides. They were done in a rush. We've had 6 takeoff and landings in one day, which is good. My ears are still humming from that. And then I asked my wife as we were landing the final time, what shall I talk about? And she said, gratitude. I said, okay. When the Holy Spirit speaks, you listen. So I'm speaking of gratitude. And, do you have anything to be grateful for?
Yes.
Yes, you do. I know I'm always speaking to the choir when I'm here at the Peace Embassy because you are actually leading me in how I should go. Brothers and sisters are guiding me, helping me, supporting me in prayer. So I'm grateful to you. So when I say you have anything to be grateful for, everybody says yes. But actually, the thing we do best is complain. We complain about how things are. And yeah, I wish I had taken a direct flight from Accra. It's only 6 hours, not 30 hours. But it took in the end. Yeah, but I'm not complaining, right? I was in Ghana with the whole family. Why are my pictures small? This is the part of the rainforest. We had a canopy treetop walk, so we're walking among these massive, majestic trees, and looking down on there were no animals because they all run when the human beings come along, so we went to another part while we were there. But yet, I'm grateful that we could go to attend my father's 95th birthday. So this is me and my siblings with my dad, and 95 years old. That's a good innings, and he has lived a good life. Actually, I had to propose a toast with I'm confessing now, a glass of champagne. Propose a toast to all the dignitaries and family that were there. And I thought, I have to testify to true parents. It's my one chance to testify to true parents. How do you do it with a glass of champagne in your hand? Well, so you should have an elevator speech ready so that you can pitch true parents' words in an elevator ride, right? Very quick time. So I had this gathering, I can say hostage gathering, and I thought, let me testify to true parents. How can I talk about holding up the hand, true parents, and in one toast? A challenge, right? But I managed to get in the crown of glory. I put a whole poem in there, and I said a little bit about True Mother as well. And I don't know how it went, because this is my dad cutting his 95th birthday cake with his grandchildren around him. I don't know how it went, because nobody said anything about the toast afterwards. It's just a toast anyway, not a speech. And I did say I was thinking I was being asked to give a sermon, but since it was a toast, it's going to be a long toast. Nobody said anything except one person said to me, Adza, you really went full on, didn't you? I wasn't expecting you to go. And then he introduced me to a gentleman who actually lives in London, because he was explaining how he got blessed and everything like that. And he was interested. Actually, he didn't believe it. So I was called over to confirm that, yes, there were 30,000 couples in the States when we were blessed after being matched by photograph. So I confirmed all of that and he said, well, that's interesting. I listened to everything you said in the toast. I listened to everything very carefully. So I think people listen, but they just are still processing, I hope. Some people maybe don't have much to be grateful for. So as I was going to church one Sunday in Ghana, this was somebody sitting under an underpass in his home, I guess, in his wheelbarrow. I saw him later that evening pushing the wheelbarrow and doing something. You may ask, does this person have anything to be grateful for? We say live a life of gratitude and be grateful. Does this gentleman have anything to be grateful for? Or this girl, following my car with her hand on the car, give me something, I need something, my family is struggling to survive. So people are living in different, but it's not a comparison to other people in a desperate situation and we are not, and therefore we should be grateful. No, it's in our own situation, are we grateful one day to the next? That's how about a few hundred years back? Who knows what this is? This is a slave dungeon. So we went to a purpose-built slave castle in Cape Coast, purpose-built by Britain. The only purpose-built slave castle in Ghana. Everything else was like a fort converted to. And our guide there was insisting that there was no Atlantic slave trade. It is making it acceptable to call it trade. It's trafficking. So he called it the South Atlantic, slave traffic, which is what we'll call it today, but we frame it as trade, and it seems okay. I'm not showing the ground of the dungeon because the dungeon ground is just compacted human feces and sweat and bodies, just compacted on the ground that was standing on. And this is the graveyard outside for the dignitaries that were buried there, the governors and the spouses that survived the tour in Africa. My family there. And this is a plaque which was put, you see on the side on the left, it says male slave dungeon. The male slave dungeon is actually under the chapel. So people will go to the chapel and there's a peephole. You can see into the male dungeon as you go into the chapel. You can see, you can smell it, and they will sing in the chapel and worship. So there's a bit of a struggle with people, even today. How can the church worship on top of the dungeon of slaves? This is sort of an apology from the chiefs of the area that also partook in the slave trafficking, in everlasting memory of the anguish of our ancestors. May those who died rest in peace. May those who return find their roots. May humanity never again perpetrate such injustice against humanity. We, the living, vow to uphold this. Maybe it's not enough. An apology like that. So, True Mother said, we should live a life of gratitude. So in a speech in Belvedere, this is the time Father was being imprisoned in Banbury. True Mother recounts her final message from True Father on July 31st, 1984. He said, you must not complain about the situation. Rather, you must live in gratitude. When you are completely united in gratitude, this will create a foundation for true, lasting unity. When there is unity, a great miracle will come. So True Mother is emphasizing our Father's sacrificial life of living for others, and without ever becoming indebted to anyone, and urges us to follow that example, serving with humble hearts. Also in a speech in Japan on 27 September 2014, Mother says, a life of gratitude begins by emptying one's heart and truly repenting. Only then can genuine gratitude and unity of mind and body emerge. So Mother is putting gratitude first, before anything else. You must have gratitude, live a life of gratitude. Then you can start to forgive, then you can start to unite, you can love and unite. So gratitude comes first. So every day you must begin with gratitude, no matter what the situation is. And there are challenges every day. So it's difficult to keep that feeling going. I said once I was driving a bus and I had a positive attitude that I am not going to be upset today on the road. I'm going to love everybody, welcome everybody, serve everybody. And it was going really well. In the afternoon, a taxi cut me up, and it was almost like a reflex. I became upset and gave him the usual hand signal. and it's like you just lost everything there, Adza. You lost everything that you turned into. But yeah, you have to pick yourself up again and reframe that situation. That person maybe actually, that happened to me many times. And one time when he pulled in, I think I've mentioned it here, and then he opened the door and got his wheelchair runs out, and I thought, oh no, there was a wheelchair in the taxi, that's why he did that. Probably should have indicated. But anyway, he did that anyway. There was a reason why he did it. So sometimes you have to look at the bigger picture, reframe your experience so that you can accept it and you can digest it. And you can forgive if you still have some resentment to it. So a life of forgiveness, reflecting on Father's own prison experience, Mother urged us to forgive even those who have wronged us. And then we can live a life of love, living for the sake of others, and forgetting about ourselves, which is obviously very difficult to do, but what we are challenged to do. Then we can bring about unity. We can harmonize our mind and body, and our families, and the world, both the spiritual and physical. So gratitude brings about heavenly fortune. We remember this, our benediction a while back. Forgiveness opens the hearts of people, and love moves people's hearts. Let us all be grateful for everything, forgive our enemies, love our neighbor as our own flesh, and work in oneness for peace. So this is how we are called to live in gratitude too. If you think about the past that I just showed you, the people who have suffered, actually most people didn't even make it off the shores of Africa. They died there in the tossed in the sea. They didn't make it out. If you're sick and you didn't pass the fitness test, you didn't travel. And if you came after the boat has sailed, you were brought into the dungeon, you wait there for 3 months, you probably wouldn't survive it in the dungeon. The conditions, there are 1,000 bodies in there. So, why am I saying this? How can people who have gone through that, how can their ancestors forgive, love, and unite? Is it possible? We have a solution, don't we? A solution is in the liberation of our ancestors. So we support people in Africa to liberate the ancestors there. We look after tribal Messiah tribes in Africa. We liberate our own ancestors. I found that after having done our 430 blessing, liberation blessing, miracles happen. Like everything I do is almost like a miracle. But even when I feel, there's a big challenge or difficulty has come, down the line I realize, as Father always says, in the end is all love. I realized that actually, had that struggle not happened, I could not have fulfilled something else. One example is, it is a torturous process to get a visa to go to Ghana if you're a foreigner. And all my family are foreigners. So I don't know why they're foreigners. Anyway, they're foreigners, and so they all have to get a visa. And they're not living in the same place. One is in Sweden, one is in Germany, and others are here. So the one in Germany had things to do, so couldn't come here. That's Sersha. So she posted her passport to us. And it went to America instead. And it went there for 2 weeks, and then came back. Just a week we were supposed to travel. And then I got a visa, express visa, paid twice for it, and FedEx shipment. As soon as they picked it up from my house, they said it's going to arrive on Monday, the day she's traveling, so too late. So I had to intercept the FedEx shipment and bring it back and actually take it to Germany myself. How did I do that? Well, we booked a flight to Germany months before, right? And just happened that our flight was going to Germany. So we had an opportunity to deliver it in person. But it was still Munich we were going to, and she was in Frankfurt. That's a 8-hour round trip to Frankfurt, and very close time. But had we not booked those flights the long way around, the 30-hour route, she would never have been able to go to Ghana. But we didn't know. We were booking, we just booked the cheapest we could find. And then everything worked out the way it worked out for whatever reason. And in Ghana, there was many instances where we could see, actually, God has prepared ahead of us. We went into a shop. This is Lydia's testimony, not mine. And she was doing some shopping, as women do. It takes a long time to find the right outfit. So she was doing the shopping, really expensive shop as well. So I was trying to hurry her along. The quicker it is, the cheaper it is, right? So, but she wasn't having it. But this other lady was in the shop, just two of them shopping in this massive shop. It was expensive. And the lady went out. Because we are thinking, I said to our Riverside committee that I want to witness one a day. We wouldn't have our one a day, as Mother said, witness one person a day. So I was on course to do that in Ghana every day. Get into Uber or a taxi, you can witness to the person, go to the shop, witness to the person, whatever. Everywhere witnessing freely. So the one woman who was shopping, she was the chance to witness, but then she left. And Lydia was still shopping. But then she came back in because she dropped her keys, the Mercedes-Benz keys, in a drain. So she came for help in the shop. Can somebody help me get my keys? And then she started to shop again. So Lydia then approached her and started talking to her. It turns out she's a wife of a very prominent statesperson in Ghana, and retired. Her husband retired as well. And so she said her surname, and I said the name. He said, no, his brother. So like two brothers who were prominent in government back in the 90s. So they made a contact, and Lydia straight away went into holding by the hand, testifying to True Mother. And she said, we're going to see Mother in Korea, that's why she's buying this dress. And she said, send the pictures. And they're in communication every day now, so it's like, she's a really top woman. So there's many instances where, things happen and think, should I get upset? So the roads in Ghana are challenging, and we always try to find a road which was a road rather than just off-road. And every day we tried that, it got even worse, until we thought probably we're not on Earth anymore, we're on Mars because of all the craters in the road. But even in that situation, we could, I feel now driving here, very grateful that everything is okay, not many potholes, and there are certain rules. Of course there are rules in Ghana, but you can't enforce them all, otherwise 70% of the vehicles will be off the road. So, you go into a vehicle and you take your life in your hands. So things are more secure here. So I'm grateful that I'm here at the moment, my family is here. At the same time, I feel a certain responsibility for brothers and sisters around the world, wherever they are in the world and situations they're in. We went to our church center in Ghana as well. Just 1 week, we could meet brothers and sisters that Niti hasn't seen for 24 years. And also our children who were toddlers at the time, they could meet the aunties who looked after them and knew them when they were that high. So it was a good experience, in spite of the challenges that they face in Ghana. So it's easy to be grateful when things are fine and going right. But how about when there are challenges in our life? And there are challenges in everybody's life. I have challenges I cannot tell you about because you have enough of your own, right? And you have enough that you don't want to share with anyone else to burden anyone else because they are heavy on you. But we know Heavenly Parents is working, our ancestors out there working with us to find solutions. And if we have that attitude of having gratitude every day, then Heaven's fortune is easier to come our way. Gratitude brings about heavenly fortune. Forgiveness opens the hearts of people. So when we can forgive all that has gone on, all that is going on now, I feel that people misunderstand me, or I feel that things are not going the way they should be going. Why complain? Does complaint change anything? Would you forgive me if I say that you complain a lot, Mrs. Mould? But yeah, of course, mothers worry. Yeah, mothers worry a lot about family, children, and situations. And husbands like me are like, yeah, okay, lay back. It's all going to turn out okay. Just do your best. And sometimes the complaining, it's not, maybe just worry, not complaining. But it's for me, it's draining. If I dwell on the worry and the difficulties, it just drains me. I like to find solution. So if something is not working, how do we fix it? If we today we can't stream, what do? Well, we're trying to record. Let's hope it's working. We're trying 2 different ways to record. Let's find a solution to issues rather than dwell on the difficulties. So how do we practice this couple of words from True Mother? How do we practice in our daily lives gratitude? How can we practice gratitude? Well, when you wake up in the morning, you can start from there. You can acknowledge the grace that you feel, that you see. Very small, sorry, I can't read it. Begin the day by noting one thing you're grateful for, big or small, and hold that feeling as your foundation for the day. So when you wake up in the morning, one thing that you're grateful for. We are lucky, we wake up, look out our window, and we see a nice field with sometimes there's sheep or cattle in the field. And then wow, you don't get this view in London, right? And, that's a great feeling to start the day. Or, before we go downstairs to meet the challenges of the day, it's like, okay, yeah, there's some positive thing. Think about one thing, whether it's small or big, that can hold you throughout the day. And when you have difficulties during the day, like in the afternoon, you have challenges, like I met a taxi driver, then reframe those difficulties into something positive. So when challenges arise, try to identify what growth or deeper awareness they bring. So even if it's a simple lesson about patience, just be patient and look for solutions. So reframe hardships gratefully. And offer gratitude gestures intentionally. So whether it's writing a note to your friend or your spouse, sharing words of appreciation, or serving someone, small acts like that bring unity of heart and service. You know, when I was on MFT, I was usually like a team assistant or team support driver. So I'll have the team for most of the day, drop them off, pick them up, and if somebody is missing, it's my job to look for them. Sometimes people get missing in shops. Yeah. Right. So I met this sister once. We couldn't find her, but she was in the shop trying on dresses. You know, it was just something to de-stress, right? Trying many dresses. But I said, okay, time to go. Let's go. I forgot all about it. But many years later, she wrote to me and she said, "Thank you for that day. That's what you did. Saved me. I could stay. You know, I was thinking of checking out. What you did, just getting her from the clothes shop and bringing her back in a way that she could come back. she was very grateful for that. So she wrote me a long way from Canada to say thank you. Now look at my beautiful family, international family. So that was really, but something you don't even know you've done, but small things you can do for each other all the time. I hope that's not the last time I did something kind for somebody. Okay, still do things for people. And so integrate also gratitude with other virtues. So other virtues are forgiveness, living for the sake of others, love, and unity, uniting. So these four things reinforce each other: gratitude, forgiveness, love, and unity. So integrate these virtues. Reflect on true parents' legacy of grateful service. Recognize how their lives exemplify living for others without indebtedness. And let us inspire our daily attitude and prayers. So true parents are giving all the time to others. And whenever I'm in Korea, in fact, whenever I meet Koreans, I'm overwhelmed by how much they just give. They just give and give and give. And when you try to challenge their giving, it's like it just escalates, and they give even more. Yeah? So true parents are like this. They just give and give and give again. So our daily gratitude practice can look like this. The morning foundation, have utmost gratitude. We remember Mother's words, today I will be more grateful than yesterday, tomorrow I will be yet more grateful. And what do? When we wake, we say thank you 3 times. We think about 3 things and say thank you for them. Like a blessing from yesterday, somebody in your life, one thing about the day ahead that you're looking forward to embrace, and say thank you for these things. And start like this. And then during the midday, we can reframe any challenges. We can remember true Father's words as we went to that way. You must not complain about the situation, rather, you must live in gratitude. And then what we can do when something is frustrating us, we can just pause, take time out, and try to figure out what is hidden behind these challenges. What can we learn from these challenges? What connection can they bring, like a connection with this lady in the shop? And then we can write it down, write a sentence, reframing the situation so that it's concrete for us. And at the end of the day, this is something that Adrian does with his family. I remember him saying a while ago, they say something to each other every day or something. Before bed, note in a journal, one gratitude, something from today that gave joy or insight, something that we forgave somebody, and what kind of love we gave to other people. We can show kindness, or what kindness we can show the next day. And then we can write a journal. For those who write journals, we can write a journal which looks something like this. Today I thank Heaven for such and such which kept happening in my life. And the challenges that I faced today taught me this and that. And the person I forgave today is my daughter or something. So, example. The way I loved today was, whatever way you gave love to somebody. And tomorrow I will grow in my attitude of gratitude by doing more. So you can write a journal like this every day. So we are blessed in Britain, we are blessed in Europe, but we know there are many parts of the world where there are difficult situations, conflicts, and things going on. And yet those people also must live a life of gratitude for every day that they have and try to experience something positive from the difficult situation. What we look at as impossible. And yet when they wake up the next day and you can find like a handful of flour, it's like, great, this is something I can be grateful for. But also let's try and, by uniting, we can resolve all these problems that are around the world. So, thank you very much for that. That's all. And we hope that the recording works so we can put something out online for those who couldn't be here today. So please join me in prayer. Our beloved Heavenly Parents and true parents of heaven, earth, and humankind, you who have loved us right from the beginning, cared for us even when we were disobedient and fell away from you and were difficult to find, difficult to relate with, you persisted until now. And our true parents walked a tortuous path to bring victory. And that victory is what we stand on today, and which gives humanity hope to be restored to the ideal that you envisioned at the beginning. Heavenly Parent, we offer everything that we are and we have to you with gratitude, that you have cared for us until now, and for the challenges that we face every day. We commit them to you. We know we can learn something from it. Maybe even by enduring it, we can help someone in a similar situation to overcome likewise. And that can be an act of love that we can give to others. Heavenly Parents, we're so sorry that you have had to experience all the difficulties of history, the difficulties of your children enduring inhumane situations. And we are turning against ourselves, your one family. We are grateful that we are living in the golden era with our true mother on this earth, and she is guiding humanity, if we will listen, guiding us to settle Chonabuk on this earth. And then let us be grateful for every moment, every day, every situation, no matter how challenging it may seem. And I know that is easy for us to say when things are going well. But when things are difficult, we know you are standing right by us, enduring with us, and learning and experiencing with us those difficult times. So we want to comfort you in those circumstances too. Heavenly Parent, please bless our true mother. And we know there are many difficulties facing our movement in Korea and Japan and in other parts of the world where there's a knock-on effect. We pray that we can overcome these and we can forgive all those who are unjustly against us, and also to change any ways that we have which are causing us to be under the spotlight in a negative way. Heavenly Parents, we want to offer everything to you and pray that we can be united together in love and live for each other and serve and attend each other every moment, every day. But we can offer every day to you with gratitude and with the victory in our hearts. We can look as you come before you with pride that we have done our best, and with humility that we can do more for the next day. I want to report this with gratitude and attendance to our Holy Mother Hand. In my name, Adza Mould of a blessed family. Arju.